Let's bring in our hurricane specialist, Brian Norcross. Brian, is there anything in the updated advisory and in the cone, and we do see strengthening in the forecast, does any of that worry you?
No, it doesn't. Actually, I feel a little good about it. I was worried that this was going to get a little bit weaker, but still be a pretty strong storm and favor the left side of the cone. As long as it's staying strong, like the track anticipates, then I feel good that the worst of it is going to go past Miami-Dade and Broward, although, of course, that's not good news for folks farther north. We have a radar image thanks to Brian McNulty at the University of Miami, and here you can see the eye of the hurricane. There it is right there. And notice we only see the top part of the eye, which is why it's an 80-mile-an-hour hurricane as opposed to a 100 or 120-mile-an-hour hurricane. We also see very clearly, look at the thunderstorms all to the north and to the east. Now remember, our approach is going to put us over in this part, and that's why we feel good about it, because as long as these atmospheric conditions keep it distributed this way, and we think they will, then we're going to be okay. We also see some rain bands not far off our shore, but they're kind of coming out into the dry air, and they're kind of falling apart. So it's that dry air that is really helping us out. Here's the satellite sequence now, and you can see this kind of quasi-intensification that Luke was talking about. You notice that the red is all around the center. You also notice that there isn't much to this side of the storm. This is all dry air out here, and that's when the hurricane goes on up this way, we're going to be on that dry air side of the storm. At least that's what we're counting on, even though it's going to come close. That's why we only have tropical storm warnings in effect. We do have that hurricane watch in Broward. So here are the times and the intensities. As Luke was mentioning, they're showing it to intensify a little bit, but the atmospheric conditions are just not that favorable out there. So the thinking is this is not going to blow up over the Gulf Stream. So in this area here, this is the Gulf Stream right in here. This is where a lot of hurricanes just suddenly get much stronger. But because of the unfavorable atmospherics, the feeling is good that this is not going to do that. And let's say wherever it goes here, we're still remember, because the left side of the storm is that weak side that doesn't have a lot of weather attached to it. We're going to feel it. We're going to know it's there, but that's why we have confidence in this forecast. All right, let's time it out for you. Here are the tropical storm force winds. So here are the winds, 40 miles an hour in the yellow there. These are the hurricane force gusts, gusting over 75, and then the sustained over 75 hurricane force winds in the red. On the coast here in Miami-Dade County, we have the tropical storm warning. We have the hurricane watch in Broward County right at the coast, and tropical storm warning inland. And then we have the hurricane warning going north all the way up to just about St. Augustine up there. Okay, let's go forward in time now. And here we go till noon tomorrow. And notice at noon tomorrow, the tropical storm force winds are just offshore Miami-Dade and Broward County. So that's when we expect the winds would be picking up and noticeably picking up, because the winds are going to be coming in kind of from a northeasterly direction, plus or minus. Then we get to late afternoon. Now the tropical storm force winds are covering a little bit of Dade, but especially Broward and especially points north, and where you have this onshore flow. In here, the winds are starting to come around a little bit to a more northerly direction. That'll cut them down a little bit once they start coming off the land. Then it starts to go past us. Our winds come off the land. That'll be a lower wind by midnight tomorrow night, but the strong winds are up north here where the hurricane warning is in effect, and then it speeds on up the coast through the day on Sunday, and then we have problems on the coast. As far as the models go, the models are in agreement. The red one is the one we look at, that it's going to go past us, but then on to the northeast, and problems are a significant potential up that way here over the weekend. Luke?